Okay guys, welcome aboard. And we are in the Bulldog Canyon area again. Got my drone right there, and we're gonna go film that canyon that, if you have watched my previous videos, that I said I wanted to come back and get some drone footage of. So I'm back to get said drone footage. It is 87 degrees right now, probably closer to 85 once we get rolling here, but it's a really warm day. Came out of nowhere. Just yesterday we were in the 70s, and today we are now in the 80s, so kind of how it goes there. And I crashed my drone for the first time on my last trip to Table Mesa, which by the time you see this video, you will have already seen, if you're watching all my videos or whatever. Table Mesa happened before this, and I usually put my videos out in order, in some sort of chronological order in most cases. So we're in the Bulldog Canyon area. Last time I flew my drone, I crashed it mildly. I would say a mild crash. What it ended up happening is I was out there flying, and battery was starting to get low. It was above 30%. I'm wanting to say it was about 31% or 32% battery left when I was wanting to bring it back. So I start bringing the drone back, and as soon as it hits 30%, it goes into emergency landing mode, and no idea why. I'm assuming I've got some sort of setting wrong, you know, because I haven't flown the drone in months. That was the first time I had flown it in a very long time. So I'm thinking I got some sort of setting wrong, and somehow inadvertently kicked it into emergency landing. So I've got to see if I can figure that out. Okay, here's where we turn, and yep, here's where we turn. This right here is a badass campsite right here. Let me go in here. One of these days I'm going to have to come here and use this campsite right here. Nice fire pit, yada yada. Nice spot. I like this this spot right here because it's off the main road, off the main path, and this right here that we're on right here is the start of the Bulldog Canyon Trail. Or not the start of it, I guess the start of it, I guess, depends on which way you come in. It's very confusing because there's multiple entrances in here. So this would be the start of it if you came in one of the south or east entrances. But yeah, so this is where it starts getting rough. This is the rough part of it, even though the book that everybody uses calls this trail easy. I've kind of discussed that a few times in the past, and explained that this trail is definitely not easy. So hopefully you see this video if you were interested in coming out here for the first time, and you think a stock two-wheel drive truck or a Subaru or something like that is going to make it in here. Hopefully you see one of my videos about this beforehand. But yeah, as you can see, it's not it's not easy. But that peak there in the background right there, that one over there straight ahead, is where I want to go. Actually, any of these, this entire canyon, actually I want to get some drone footage of. It's super gorgeous in here because it's not completely accessible. You have to have a permit to be in here. So there's a lot less people in here, and there's certainly a lot less people vandalizing and screwing things up. So Okay, so my temperature reading now is 80 degrees. That seems about right. 80 degrees seems closer to how it feels. And the sun is beating down. I'm wearing shorts and a t-shirt for the first time since winter started. But there's a nest right there. Nest in that Palo Verde tree right there. Probably for some small like cactus wren or something. But yeah, we're gonna use this drone to get some shots of some things I saw when I was riding through here. And I can't remember how deep into here I had to get in order to get to what I want to film. Yeah, because I didn't really plan for a long amount of time out here. You know, I just kind of at the last second just jumped up and decided to come on out here. So, you know, I didn't really you know, plan for anything major. But I'm looking around trying to find it, what I wanted to film. And it's up there somewhere. We'll find it. But went to the doctor again today for my follow-up checkup from my previous visit for you know, my foot hurting. Turned out to be gout. And you know, got my blood work back for my normal checkup, and yeah, there was nothing good about it. So, you know, basically I went to the doctor for one of those visits where they tell you, you know, how every decision that you've made in your entire life was wrong, and you're a big fat piece of shit, and you need to lose, you know, about half your body weight, and you need to exercise more, and if you don't, you're gonna die. You know, one of those kind of visits, you know, kind of exaggerating maybe a little bit, but that's kind of how you feel when you leave there. So had me one of those doctor visits again. My diabetes is causing me problems again. It's crept up on me. It seems to be just like a constant battle. You know, you beat it back, and you're doing great, and everything's fine, and then you just kind of continue on about your life. You know, at least that's what I do. I try to live my life, you know, not being like tied down to the testing thing, the blood sugar tester thing, the glucose monitor, you know, to where I'm not like checking my blood sugar all the time and blah blah. So I got a routine, and I follow that routine, and I try to stay away from as much sugar, and you know, try to eat foods that are as low in carbs as I can, and you know, I had a routine, but I still want to try and, you know, live my life. And then what happens is you just start, you know, slipping. Life gets a little harder on you or whatever, and pressures and stress and things of that nature, and then you just start slipping a little bit at a time, and then before you know it, you've kind of slipped, you know, more than you should. You're eating things you shouldn't eat. For me, what that means for me is I don't eat cupcakes or cake or pie or candy bars or anything like that. I mean, I just love to, you know, eat. I'm a food guy. So what I do is I eat, you know, food, but you know what the basic problem is I eat too much food. You know, I'm eating too much and not exercising enough is what my problem is, and that's where I'm saying I slipped. I am not like other diabetics where I just do what I want and take a shot, you know. So I don't do that. I'm not even on insulin. I'm still kind of controlling things with diet, exercise, and oral medication, and it you know, it slipped away from me again. You know, I guess it's going to be like this. You know, it just seems like every 2-3 years, you know, I slipped to where I need the doctor to wake me back up again and go, look, you're too fat, your blood sugar is too high, you need to make some changes. I don't want to put you on insulin. That's the last resort. My doctor is very dead set against putting me on insulin because he feels that I'll just get bigger and fatter, and that'll be the end of that. You know, that'll be the beginning of the end for me. So he's trying to keep me from having to take insulin for as long as possible, basically by, you know, trying to scare me into doing what's right. And well, he doesn't have to work at that too hard because I'm pretty scared as it is. So I don't I don't need too much motivation in order to, you know, to do what I need to do. I've always been concerned since day one of finding out I was diabetic. I've been diabetic now probably about 15 years or so, give or take. And for those of you out there that have been told, hey, look, you might want to throttle back on the amount of sugar you're eating, your blood sugar is starting to get borderline diabetic, or maybe you're just been diagnosed with diabetes or something like that. And I can tell you from experience that it's no fun. It's like, especially if you're a food person, it's you know, it's a complete suck fest, man. It just takes one of the things that you love to do and it just removes it from your life, and then you no longer can do that kind of thing. There's what I wanted to film right there. There it is right there, that peak. There's a cactus. That's what it was. There's a cactus at the top of that little mound of hill. I don't even know if you guys can see it with these cameras here, but at the very top of that is a saguaro cactus, and I was just curious as to what it would be like to get some video of that up close. So let me meander through this, what I'm riding on right now, and find me a good spot to launch.